Hey everybody, it's Chris. Welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet channel. This is my channel where I like to drink craft beer, I like to review craft beer, and I don't like to pay a whole lot of money to do so. So the beers that I review on this channel usually come in around the $2 price range, and such is the case with today's selection. I actually paid $2.49, slightly a little more than I'm used to paying for beers, for a 12-ounce can of Hard Fresco Brewing Company's Tangy Tamarindo, beer with natural flavors. And this is a tamarind flavored beer. Um, I haven't been down to Mexico in a long, long time, but apparently uh, agua frescas and hard frescas are available pretty much on every street corner. And now the merge is the trend is starting to appear here in the American market, in the U.S. market rather, I should say, because anyway, starting to appear here in the U.S. market. I did pay $2.49 for this can of naturally flavored beer, which has a 5.7 ABV and 8 IBUs according to Untapped. Um, now, this is the second in the series. There's going to be one more of these beers. The first one I did was the first hard fresco I reviewed was the Jamaica Juicy Jamaica with hibiscus beer. It was so-so. Wasn't crazy about it. The thing about Tamarind is I lived in Washington Heights section of Upper Manhattan in New York for 2 years, and Dominicans, it's a very Dominican neighborhood. Dominicans love tamarind. It's a flavor I kind of became accustomed to. I wasn't really crazy about, but over the course of time, you know, when you're just about the only person in your on the floor of your apartment who isn't Dominican, you're going to get offered some tamarind something or other at some point. So anyway, that's my take on tamarinds. It's not, like I said, it's not a flavor of which I'm usually crazy. I'm hoping that maybe I'm going to like the way that it blends with the hard fresco here. We're just going to have to see. The last one, the hibiscus juicy Jamaica, I did use a sponge glass like this one, and I'm going to be using the sponge again. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use the sponge for these because since it's just a beer, there's no real variety to this. So looking up a variety and seeing what variety you're supposed to drink, um, this out of that's just not possible. But since Stange are uses for lighter beers, light ABV, easy drinkable beers, I figure what the hell, let's you go ahead and use that. So I'm gonna crack this bad boy open. One more thing I do want to make note of these hard frescoes. Going to show you the can one more time before I pour it. The Hard Frescos Brewing Company. These are gluten free. So as I've said before, and I'll say again, I'm hoping for the day when there's a tolerable, gluten-free, non-alcoholic beer so the whole damn world can sit down no matter what your dietary or religious restrictions and enjoy a beer. And I believe that that will, in fact, bring world peace. Okay, this is not quite as bubbly as the Juicy Jamaica Hibiscus. I'm going to describe that, in fact, as low carbonation. Very, very low. Just a couple of bubbles coming from the top. There isn't even really a head. There's just a ring of a head around there. Gonna give this a quick beard wipe, see what I come across. Sweet, almost floral on those notes. Let me stick my schnoz directly into the glass to see what I come up with. Very cidery smelling. The last one was kind of cidery smelling too, sort of vinegary. This is equally as this isn't quite as vinegary, but it still is vinegary and it's cidery. So yeah, this really does smell almost like a hard apple cider. Digging deep a little bit, I can get some of that malt and a couple of notes of the yeast, but mostly what I'm getting is a very potent cider smell. So I'm going to quit yapping my flap and get to drinking. Cheers. Okay, that's kind of strange. There's actually a little bit of an alcohol burn to this, which I wasn't expecting. Yeah, this is very much okay. I'm going to say that this between the two, and I haven't. There's going to be the guava citrico is the next one. Another fruit of which about I have sort of an ambivalent take, but probably at this point I'm going to go ahead and say that this is likely going to be the most cidery of all three of them. Let me stress too that there is a cucumber hard fresco. I did not see it in my market. but it is out there, so I need to make note of that. Quick notes about the reviewing community of this particular beer. 205 people on Untappd have given it a cumulative score of 3.0. Only one of my friends has checked in on this beer, and Preston Roberts, you didn't review it, you didn't rank it, so I don't know what you think of it. But like I said, only one friend has even checked in on these beers. These have got to be very newly arrived for that reason. And looking at this, I probably should have done this a little earlier in the season. September 12th isn't exactly isn't summer in lots of parts of the country. But you guys, I forget. I'm in Vegas. Summer lasts from January until December. So I forget that the rest of you aren't experiencing summer. So I do apologize. I probably should have done these much early in the summer. This one though, I'm going to describe it as kind of your run-of-the-mill um, hard cider. I'm going to go ahead and say this, guys. If this and woodchuck are available, the only reason I would choose this over woodchuck is to maybe help out a small brewery. But otherwise, what you're looking at here, gang, is it's just a hard cider. There's really no other flavor to describe it. Just a hard cider with a little bit more of an alcohol burn than I was expecting. But I'm not really even tasting the tamarind flavor. It's just appley. Uh, and I know some people will argue that tamarind is sort of appley tasting, and there is something to be said for that. But I find that that apple flavor usually shows up after the tamarind's been aged. Fresh tamarind doesn't have that same appley flavor. And I don't know. I don't think this is. The last one, I think I only gave it 2.75. I think this is going to get a 2.25 because for all intents and purposes, this is a cider in a can. And so it would otherwise get a 2.0 if this were in a bottle, but since it's in a can, it gets that extra 0.25. Not high marks for this, and I'm really hoping that the Guava Citrico is going to end up being better. So guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.